Okay, so we start with a slip knot, and then it begins in the center here, and that is our chain 6. So we're going to just chain 6. And then it says to slip stitch in the first chain. And that's going to create a circle for us. So it's not the first chain from the hook, it's the very first chain we made, which is all the way back here. So the first little bump you see is the knot, and then right after that you'll see a V. If I hold it this way you can see the V better. So this is the knot that we made, and then this is the V. So we're going to work into the top loop of that V. You just insert your hook.
We did a slip stitch, did you say?
Yep, a slip stitch there. So yarn over, pull through, and that just creates a circle for us. And then when I'm doing this first row, I like to wrap my tail, so here's my tail, I like to wrap it around as I go, along with my chain, and then that way I'm weaving it in as I go, so I don't have to sew it in later. So I just hold my tail back behind that chain. So there's my tail, and I just put it right back there. And then from there we work up to the next row, and it's a chain 4 and then one more. The chain 4 acts as a treble crochet, and the chain 1 acts as the chain 1 in between. So if you're using stitch markers, where we're going to join will be at the top of the chain 4. So if you want to chain 4 and then mark that 4th stitch, that's where you will end up working into whenever we finish our round. So that's where we'll join. And if you don't have a stitch marker, I can come around and help you find where that is when it's time also. I'm just going to put a little piece of yellow yarn through there so I can find it later. And then chain 1 more after that. So you have a total of chain 5.
After you mark it?
Yeah, chain 1 more. So we marked the 4th chain, and we need a total of 5 chains. Okay. So that counts as a treble crochet, and then chain 1 afterwards. From there, we're going to treble crochet, chain 1 into this circle, and we're going to do that 15 times. So I'll do some trebles. So a treble crochet is, when we do a double crochet, we yarn over once. When we do a treble crochet, we yarn over twice first. So again, it's to start a treble crochet, it's yarn over and then yarn over again. And that's before you do anything. So you just yarn over twice, insert your hook into the circle, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then you yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So it's similar to a double crochet, just has that extra yarn over at the beginning and an extra yarn over, pull through 2 at the end. And then after you do your treble, you chain 1, and I'll go through a few more trebles with you. So if you need to watch a couple before you try them, that's okay. So you yarn over twice, insert your hook into the hole, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then chain 1. So one more time, a treble is yarn over twice, insert your hook into the hole, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then you chain 1 before you go on to the next one. And you'll do that 15 times, and then this first chain that we made counts as your 16th one. So there should be 16 posts in the middle of your circle all the way around, with 16 chains in between.
Oh jeez, I think I wasn't in the circle.
Okay, so once I have 16 posts, which this first chain counts as 1.
15. So I'm making 15 now.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yes, there should be 16 posts altogether.
Okay, so
We ended with a chain 1 after that, last 16th, and we're going to join with a slip stitch where we put our stitch marker, which was in, if you didn't mark it, we have this first chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or you could count backwards. This is the 5th, and you slip stitch into the 4th. You slip stitch into the 4th chain of the first chain 5 that we did. And if you can get under both loops, get under both loops, and if not, just get under the back loop to slip stitch it. So I was able to get under both loops, but if you can't, just join in that back loop there. And a slip stitch is just insert your hook, yarn over, and pull your loop through and pull it through. And that brings us to that little black dot right there. That's where we just joined. And then we're going to go up and start our next row. And we go up by doing a chain 3. So that's
I have 17, so that's one.
oh wait,
Take the last one.
yeah, take the last one off. We did the slip stitch to the 4th chain of the first chain 5 to join, then, slip stitch over to the first chain space. So here's the first chain space. We're just going to insert our hook in that chain space and do another slip stitch. That just gets us ready to work up in a space instead of on top of the treble. So again, we joined it with a slip stitch, then we insert our hook into that hole or the chain space and do another slip stitch, and that just gets us ready to work up from there, which is why there's a black dot there and a black dot right there. That's the 2 slip stitches that we just did. Then we do our chain 3 to go up. And we're going to double crochet 2 together, which I have double crochet 3 together spelled out for us because that's what we do the rest of the row. So I'll just show you what a double crochet 2 together is. To do that, we yarn over, insert our hook in that space. It's the same space that we slip stitched into, so it's right below our chain. So we insert our hook in there, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, so that's the beginning of a double crochet, but we don't do the last yarn over, pull through 2. Instead, we start another double crochet. We yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then we will yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And that counts as our first 3 double crochet 3 together, because the chain counts as the first one, and then we did a double crochet 2 together. So I'll show you that again. We started with a chain 3, then you yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's the beginning of a double crochet, but we don't do the last yarn over, pull through 2. Instead, we start the next double crochet, which is yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So now we've started 2 double crochets, but we haven't finished them. Now we're going to finish it and yarn over and pull through all 3. Then, so that's our first little grouping right here. From there we chain 3. And in the next chain space, which would be right here, so here we were, here's the next one, we do the double crochet 3 together. And this is what it'll be for the rest of the row. It's just that first one that's a little bit different. So what we're going to do is we're going to start but not finish 3 double crochets in this next chain space. So it's yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Then do that again. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. And then one last time. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So we've started but not finished 3 double crochets, which gives us, you'll always have one more loop on your hook than the number of double crochets you've started. So when we did the 2, we had 3 loops on our hook. When we did 3, we have 4 loops on our hook. There's always that one extra. When we get 4 loops on our hook, we've started 3 double crochets, we have 4 loops on our hook. That's when we yarn over and pull through all 4. Then we chain 3 and do the same thing again. So it's start but don't finish 3 double crochets, and then once you've gotten to the last one, you yarn over and pull through all 4. So it's yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through, or don't yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So we've started 3 double crochets, we have 4 loops on our hook, so you yarn over and pull through all 4, and then chain 3. And you do that in each space the whole way around, so you'll end up with 16 of these with 16 chain 3 spaces in between. And I do have that all spelled out for you if you have to read it over and over again, but it's all right there for you. So we'll do that the whole way around until we get back to this last space. So when you make it all the way around and you have 16 of these all the way around, and you've ended with a chain 3 after the last one, you'll insert your hook into the top of the first one, which the chains will come up the side, and then there's one stitch like right in the middle on the top, and that's where you'll insert your hook. It's right above the second post. If you're looking for it, it's right here. So you insert your hook there and you slip stitch. That's the top where we join. It says slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet 3 together to join, and then slip stitch over to the first chain space. So we've slip stitched here to join, and then we'll go ahead and slip stitch over to the next chain space. Just like we did the first time around, that way we're ready to work up out of a space instead of working out of the top of a stitch. And then that gets us ready to start the last round. And the last round starts right in here. They don't have one, or maybe they did and it didn't copy, and so I couldn't trace over top of it. There is a chain 1 right here that goes up to this single crochet.
So after you did your slip stitch, you're doing just chain 1, is that where you are
So
right now?
I slip stitched to join, and then I slip stitch into the chain space.
Oh,
So one slip stitch to join was here, and then slip stitch into this chain space to it kind of just moves our yarn over a little bit to start. And then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to single crochet in that chain 3 space. So we're in this chain 3 space, we're going to single crochet, and we haven't done one of those yet today, so it's just, you don't yarn over first, it's just insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's a single crochet, and if you want to, you can mark the top of that single crochet because that's where we'll join to finish our last round.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
After that,
Okay, and after the single crochet, which is this little T here, we're going to do chain 5, and then single crochet to the next chain space, so we're kind of making a little loop here from one space to the next space. Then we'll do another chain 5, and single crochet in the space after that. So there's our round so far. We've made one little loopy and then another little loopy. And then in the space after that, we do all of this right here. This creates our corner. It's 5 double crochets, chain 5, 5 double crochets, and that all goes in the same chain space here. And they get tight. You have to squeeze them together.
and we're doing what in there now? 5 what?
5 double crochets
In that same chain space?
in that
again?
same chain space, and then 5 chains, and then take all those double crochets and kind of hold down at the bottom of them and move them over because you got to fit 5 more in that same space.
And
So
then
really
just
scrunch
doubles.
them together. Yep,
Just
5 more doubles after that. And that forms our corner. And then the only thing I found is where I have this little plus sign, it should technically be back here because there's already a single crochet starting. So we should, after that, we will single crochet, or maybe it's not. I don't, it's close. we won't do this last single crochet when we've gone all the way around, because that single crochet is the single crochet we'll join to. So once we've done this 5, 5, and 5, 5 doubles, 5 chains, 5 doubles, in the next chain space we do a single crochet, and that's just like where we started here. We repeat from there. So it's single crochet, 5 chains, single crochet, 5 chains, single crochet, and then the next corner. So on this side so far, after the corner, I did a single crochet, 5 chains, single crochet, 5 chains, single crochet, and then I'll do a corner in my next one, which is the 5 double crochets. And then 5 chains, and then slide those all around so that you can get 5 more double crochets in there. And then start that all over again with
How do we chain between each of these double crochets and this?
no. And we'll just keep on going with that. Okay, I'm going to show you 2 different things. First, you set this one aside. Here is how to finish off once you've gotten all the way back around. So you will have just finished your last corner, which brings me right around here, and when you do, you slip stitch into the top of the first single crochet you made in that round. So here was my first single crochet, and I finished my 5 double crochets, chain 5, 5 double crochets, and I slip stitch into that last one. And then all I do is pull up a long tail and pull it through, and then when I weave this in, I'll go to the back and I'll just kind of thread it down through there and then back and forth a couple times back through the bottom of those double crochets. So that's one finished square. And then to join it, this is the square we were working on, and this is the row where I started. I did 1 full row, and then so I've only done 2 corners. When I get to my 3rd corner, and it could be at the 1st corner or the 2nd corner, I just always do it when I get to the 3rd corner. Don't wait to the 4th corner or you went too far and you'll have to rip it back. So right when you get to the 3rd corner is where I join them, and these are the places where it joins. You'll join here, 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 and here. So it's on the chain 5s where we will be joining. And it doesn't matter which side you join to. So I've just finished the single crochet, chain 5, single crochet, chain 5, single crochet, and I'm getting ready to start my corner. And I do the 5 double crochets, then I chain 2, and if you were with me when we joined our squares for the purse, it's the same method that I use. I pull up a loop, so I pull my loop out, I grab the corner of the square that I'm going to join to, insert my hook through the corner, put my yarn back on, then I chain 3 and then 2 more, 4, 5. So I'm still doing 5 chains, but it's 2 and then the chain that is through the corner and then 2 more. And then I come back down and I do 5 more double crochets in that corner. And I'll show you that again because we're going to join each of these places the same way. So I've finished my corner. I do my single crochet in my next chain space. And then this is my next chain 5, so this is the next place where I'll join. So I'll do chain 1, 2, pull up a loop, insert my hook into the chain 5 space on my next square, put the loop back on, chain, that's 3, and then 4, 5, and then come to my next space and single crochet, and then my next chain 5, 1, 2, pull up a loop, insert my hook into the next chain 5 space, put it back on, pull through and do my third chain, 4, 5, single crochet, and then I'm on to my corner. So I do 5 double crochets, slide those down to make room for my others. Going to do chain 1, 2, pull up a loop, insert my hook into the last corner of my other square, pull it through, do my third chain, and then 4, 5, and then finish out my 5 double crochets in that corner. And then I end by slip stitching into the top of the first single crochet from that round. And then pull it through. So if you're joining, that's how you join, and it'll have a nice little kind of zigzag swirl deal to join. And if you were making a blanket, just each time you get to another side, you'd join on. So you could join them up the sides, you could join them across, but just, I would do like one full row and then do a row where you join it here, the next one, and so on, which I can show you if you're interested, but anyways, that's how you would join it. And so I joined 3 for this one, and 5 for this one, but there you go.
Yes.